All right, good morning and welcome to the Executive Member Decision Session for Executive Member for Children, Young People and Education. Just go through the agenda. Declarations of interest, although they're already on the register, relevant to today's items are that I am a governor at York High School, I'm a governor at Westfield Primary, and I am on the electoral roll of St Olave's Church, but my attendance wouldn't be sufficient to consider me as a regular attender, I'm afraid, for the admissions policies which we're about to review. Okay, so minutes of the decision session held on the 8th of November. I understand there's a slight adjustment in that where it says apologies, it's attendance, so that those officers were in attendance at the meeting as well. Okay, with that adjustment, I'm happy to sign the minutes. Thank you. Okay, just to check, and public participation, there are no registers, no one's registered to speak. Okay, item 4, admission arrangements for 2024-25 school year. Would like to lead on that.
Thank you. So I will just go through the report in brief, with a brief introduction, some background, and then the points that we are looking at today. So the coordinated admission schemes and admission arrangements are for the 2024-25 school year. The report seeks the approval of the admission policies and published admission numbers for community and voluntary controlled schools for whom City of York Council is the admission authority. Also seeks the approval of the coordinated admission schemes for the City of York area, again for which we are the local authority. And the recommendations are that the Executive Member for Children, Young People and Education is recommended to approve the proposed published admission number for all City of York Council schools for the school year beginning September 2024, as set out in Annex A. This is to meet the statutory requirements of the School Admissions Code of Practice 2021. There's also the coordinated schemes and admission policies for all City of York schools taking part in the consultation. And again, this is to meet the statutory requirement for the School Admissions Code. So a bit of background is that it's the duty of the admission authority to carry out consultation each year on the admission arrangements where these have changed, or at least every 7 years. Within the City of York Council, we choose to conduct a coordinated admission consultation every year. Where possible, we include all multi-academy trusts who are their own admission authorities. We find that this allows for greater scrutiny of the admissions policies of both our schools, but also the multi-academy trust schools. In the case of maintained schools, the admission authority is the local authority, so ourselves, the City of York Council, while for voluntary aided and academy schools, it's the governing body or the multi-academy trust of the school. So we had an open consultation which lasted for 6 weeks. It ran from the 3rd of October to the 13th of November. This was a joint consultation with most of the multi-academy trusts to allow for consultation on their draft admission policies and any planned changes for the 2024-25 school year. Where AMAT are changing their admission arrangements, they also hold their own admission consultation in the autumn to request responses through their own multi-academy trust website and school websites. The Nicholas Postgate Academy Trust, Catholic Academy Trust, on this occasion weren't able to take part. This was due to the academy conversion having only been finalised on the 31st of August 2022, and the trust felt that they could not review the admission arrangements of the newly acquired schools in time for their draft policies to be considered within our consultation. Their consultation is taking place currently, and ends on the 31st of January. So this relates to their schools of St Aylward's Roman Catholic School, St George's Roman Catholic School, St Wilfrid's Roman Catholic School, and Our Lady Queen of Martyrs Roman Catholic School. Their admission policy changes and admission arrangements have been circulated to stakeholders so that they are given the opportunity to consult as they were part of our admissions consultation. Although they coordinate by the local authority, the responsibility for the formulation, determination and consultation of admission arrangements for schools for which the LA is not the admission authority remains the responsibility of the respective governing body or academy trust. The school admission code requires that the consultation take place for a minimum of 6 weeks between the 1st of October and the 31st of January. Determination of these admission arrangements by the admission authorities must be completed by the 20th of February. Now, we tend to hold our coordinated admissions consultation earlier. This allows for any responses that we have, any feedback we receive as part of our consultation to be forwarded to the relevant multi-academy trust for consideration during their consultation and their determination. So that is why we hold our consultation slightly earlier, again, to allow any stakeholders to provide feedback to ourselves, which we can forward, and also the opportunity to provide feedback to the multi-academy trust directly. So the recommendations in this report have been prepared following consultation with schools and others. The executive member can approve, reject or modify the proposals relating to community and voluntary controlled schools. We don't have any changes at this time for our schools. However, we do have some changes for the multi-academy trust schools where we can say whether or not we support any changes to be made. So with regards to published admission numbers, there are no changes to the published admission numbers for the maintained schools for 2024, although we do have some changes which have been proposed by multi-academy trust schools. So I'll just go through them in brief. So we have Lakeside Primary School who are looking to reduce their published admission number from 45 to 30, which we would be looking to support. We have Skelton Primary School who are looking to increase their published admission number from 20 to 26. Now, we do not feel that this increase is necessary from a sufficiency perspective, which is our responsibility. However, obviously the multi-academy trust are able to make their own decision regarding an increase in their published admission number. We also have Carr Junior School who are looking to reduce their published admission number from 90 to 60. We're looking to support that, and that mirrors the change that was made last year for Carr Infant School. We have Millthorpe School who are looking to reduce their published admission number from 212 pupils to 210 pupils. Again, we would be looking to support that change. And York High School who are looking to reduce their published admission number from 180 to 150 pupils. And again, we would be looking to support that change. In terms of the admission policies, the local authority has consulted with the relevant admission authorities of the proposed admission arrangements for 24-25 school year. And we have set out the admission policies within the annexes. Again, City of York Admission Authority, we do not have any changes to the policies that were determined following the implementation of the new school admissions code of 2021. So we don't have any changes for our own schools within this consultation. However, again, we do have some voluntary aided and academy proposals. So again, just going through them in brief. St Lawrence's Church of England School are looking to adopt the trust admission arrangements. So that's the Pathfinder multi-academy trust admission arrangements to remove any faith or parish admission criteria, which we are looking to support. Fulford School are looking to include children of staff and children attending a linked, what they're calling a linked school. as an admission criteria within the admission arrangements. Again, we are looking to support that. The final changes which we do look towards are catchment changes, and there are currently no catchment changes within this admission consultation proposal. With regards to the comments raised, although we do have a 6-week consultation process, the responses are limited. The responses that we have received were forwarded to the relevant multi-academy trusts. There were no comments left regarding the fairness and accessibility of information relating to starting primary school, junior school or secondary school pertaining to our admission arrangements. And that is what we are looking for approval for within the admissions arrangements for 2024, please.
Thank you for that. One item that I'd like to separate out at this stage is the decision in relation to York High School, as I'm a governor there. And so I would delegate to Martin Kelly as director the decision on whether or not to object to the MAT and their request here.
Thank you, Chair. I'm happy to support the recommendation.
Thank you. Right, just looking at the whole of this paper, there are a number of requests from individual schools, individual MATs. What I'd like to be confident is that the cumulative impact of that ensures that we still have enough places in the city for the children who need it.
When we've looked at these numbers, we are removing places from planning areas that have got a surplus of places. So we have looked at these numbers and shown that actually there will still be sufficient. There could be changes. We can't guarantee that there won't be differences that happen years from now. And we work with the schools as necessary if we need to go back and change again.
So there's the flexibility with schools that if in future years, if they need to revert back, that option is still available.
Yep, that's right.
Thank you. The other general question is that whilst City York Council is the coordinating local authority for admissions, in terms of appeals, the schools that are in a MAT or a single academy trust, it is that school which is the admissions authority or the MAT.
Yes, so in those cases, the multi-academy trust or the single school trust, as we do have in the city, they are their own admission authority. So in terms of the appeals process, family are entitled to appeal any decision that is made if their school place is refused. City of York Council clerks will coordinate the independent appeal, but the families, parents and carers will be appealing against the decision of the multi-academy trust, and the multi-academy trust will represent themselves in any appeal process.
Right, so that was just to clarify that. And in terms of the timetable of hearings, I'm very keen that they are all heard long before the end of the school year. There were some issues this year where the appeals were being scheduled for August. So I'm just checking that the necessary arrangements have been made with Democratic Services to ensure that all of those appeals are done before the end of the school year.
So with regards to the appeal process, that is coordinated with the appeals clerks who are part of the legal team within City of York Council. However, they play an independent party. They are independent to ourselves as the admissions team and also the multi-academy trusts. and they follow the timetable in the appeals code, which stipulates the length of time that an appeal can take place. There are changes now we are out of COVID regarding the timeframes, and that is implemented and managed by the appeals clerks. There may on occasion be a late appeal, but that is because an appeal has been submitted late by the parent carers rather than a delay to the arrangement of the appeal hearing itself. But there is strict timelines that must be adhered to as part of the school admissions appeal code, which the legal team will do.
Maxine, can you?
Yeah, we did actually have some issues in the previous year due to capacity within the legal teams, which also added to some appeals being very late, is my understanding. But as Rachel said, that's not part of the work of the admissions team. It's actually a traded service by the legal team. So they will obviously have reflected on that as part of their offer to schools this year to ensure that that doesn't happen.
Can I formally request that that is checked by yourself and that there is confirmation that they appreciate the position and that we're ensuring that where feasible, the appeals happen before the end of the school year, notwithstanding there may be issues relating to late appeals, which it operates on a different timetable.
I can confirm in terms of the appeals where City of York Council ourselves are the admission authority, they do take place before the school, the end of the school year, and will take place usually around May, June time, where we are our own admission authority and the appeals are for City of York Council as the admission authority.
Thank you for that. Just a question in relation to the council's commitment to the Forces Covenant. This isn't listed in these papers. I just wanted to clarify that that was being considered in the application process.
Yeah, we do adhere to the Military Forces Covenant. It isn't included in the admission arrangements because that is a long-standing commitment. It would be included if there were any change to that covenant. It would obviously be detailed in the report, but also any changes to admission arrangements should any changes be made in the future. But we do adhere to that along with the school admissions code.
Thank you for that. Just asking for public record in terms of the timetable for secondary school admissions is much earlier in the year. I'd just like you to confirm that the primary school one is the timetable that it is because of national requirements on dates of offer.
Yes, that's correct. We work to the national guidance and national offer days. So the secondary year, the year 7 national offer day is the 1st of March, or the next working day should fall on a weekend or a bank holiday. And then the primary national offer day is the 16th of April, or the next working day should it fall on a bank holiday or a weekend. And yes, they are national deadlines, which all local authorities must adhere to.
Thank you for that. And just in relation to page 111, paragraph 6 there says attendance at a particular primary or junior school does not give a child any priority for admission to a secondary school, even if both schools are community or voluntary controlled schools located on the same premises or run or by or share the same leadership or resources. Just to clarify that that is not a change, that is the current.
No, that is not a change. That is the current existing.
So it was there may be parents out there who think that by getting a child into a particular primary school, that course of trajectory into the secondary school is set. So I think it does need some careful explanation to parents about that way forward.
And that is why every year we do urge parents to use their full range of options in the admissions process. So they are allowed to option 5 schools. We encourage them wherever possible to use all of those options so that they at least get one of their choices.
Just to further that, we also within our literature and promotion advise that families do include their catchment school within one of their preferences, with us operating catchment areas within the city.
Thank you for that. I just thought it was worth going through in terms of the conversations that happen out there in the community, that actually what's assumed is not always what the written policy is. Final question on the policy published submission numbers on page 11. The infant class size limit of 30 per fully qualified teacher for reception. I'm just verifying that is a national rather than local decision.
Yes, that's a national requirement on infant class size limits, which all schools nationally must adhere to.
Right, thank you for that. So I appreciate the work that's gone into doing all of this. It's more complex with the nature of MATs and other organisations involved with the admission process, and I have looked through all of these. So I'm happy to agree the recommendations on page 7 with the addition of just need to record that the particular element relating to your household was delegated, and that in terms of option on page 10, number 19, I'm not seeking to raise an objection to any other figures from the voluntary aided academy schools admission changes. Okay, thank you for that, which covers that item 4. Item 5 is urgent business. I don't have any reference to me, so I'll bring the meeting to a close. Thank you all for coming. Thank you.